Now that this is looking pretty good, I'm going to select the fill layer and press delete. We're now ready to tackle the overall object. From the Content Aware Fill panel here, let's delete the unused option and choose Delete Files. Additionally, I'm going to click and go to Content Aware Fill Settings. This brings up additional controls. Here, we can control what's created. You can choose to create the files at different bit depths. In this case, I'll set it to match the project. If you were working with different types of resolution, you could change the bits per channel, which will reduce the file size. You also can decide where it goes. Do you want to set an absolute path where these fills are stored, perhaps a fast SSD drive, or do you want it to go next to the project file? You can also decide what to create. Generally speaking, we'll use a Photoshop file for the reference frame, which is a technology we're going to look at in just a moment. But you can also choose to create Photoshop image sequences instead of the PNG sequences. And if you want to automatically clean up those unused files, just check this box so you don't have to keep choosing to delete the unused files. Let's click OK. Looking things over, I'm feeling pretty good about stuff. I'm going to choose to generate this for the entire duration. To make things more accurate, I'm going to choose to create a reference frame. This will create a new Photoshop file. This file is used to guide the Content Aware Fill. I'm going to come over here and I see the transparent area. Using the Clone Stamp tool, S for stamp, I can select and start to line this up. But you see it's not exact because of the perspective. So let's undo here for a moment, and instead of using the regular clone stamp, we're going to come in and use a filter called Vanishing Point. This allows me to define the area a bit. I'm going to click here and define the planes. Not the airplanes, the surface planes. There we go. Like so. Now, these surfaces can be expanded. Keep it in the same relative spot to start. Then grab the edge and pull if you need to extend. There we go. Now we can use the Clone Stamp tool within the tool. Now when I clone, it's going to recognize perspective shifts. And we can use this to create the reference frame. It does a better job of lining up the angles. And you see it can handle the trickiness. There we go. Nice. Let's choose this line here. And we'll extend that a bit. And that's looking a lot better. Now I can click OK. That reference frame is ready to use, so I'll close and save it. Let's switch back to After Effects. The reference frame was loaded in. Now, what I'm going to do is move that back to the beginning here. Let's go to the very beginning, and I'll press the left bracket key to nudge it. Because it's a lockdown shot, it's still lined up quite nicely. Using the Object method, I'll click Generate Fill Layer for the entire duration. It'll analyze the footage, but this goes relatively quickly because the shot's not moving. Therefore, it doesn't have to think so hard. And that reference frame is going to help calculate the new fill layer. There we go. The analysis should be just about complete. And let's generate those frames. We can press the spacebar. And you see, it did a great job. Let's go ahead and extend that for the entire duration. And watch the whole shot. Now, that reference frame that we created was totally used to accurately create new texture. I was able to precisely match the lines that were here to get a much more believable clone. The key is to take advantage of a couple of technologies. First, that reference frame. Then, the great vanishing point technology for perspective-based cloning inside of Photoshop.